Hello everyone, this is part number 3 in tutorial 1, and as usual before you start you have to plan the drawing and how you're going to make the sketch. So before we start we have to notice that the origin or the reference point is given at this location and it says 10 and 10 to create that corner. So I can stick to this location or I can make the reference point anywhere in the drawing. I can make it in this corner itself, that corner, this circle or anywhere. To make it easy for us, let's agree that the origin is in this point, which is the center of the circle. Why? Because it's in the middle. I can use this reference to identify most of the dimensions. So I'll go there and create this circle with a radius of 10, and from that circle it seems that I have a lot of straight lines, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, horizontal, vertical, horizontal, and then I'll create 4 small circles with a diameter of 10. I will leave this section until I finish part 1. So to the right, the inclined lines and the 2 circles, just leave them now and focus on the left side, which is 4 small circles, the half circle and the lines. So let's go to the software. When I create, of course, new part and I select the sketch, the front plane, we agreed to have the circle in the origin and it has a diameter of 20 or radius 10. So when I define the smart dimension, it should be diameter 20. That's the circle. From the circle, I can go and use the line command to create this U shape. So starting from the circle itself, I have line, line, and then line. You can see that I did not define the proper dimension yet, so I'm just making the sketch randomly and then I will be defining the dimension soon. So that's the frame. In terms of dimensions, I have length of this line is 40 and the small segments are 20. So dimensions of this is 40 and this is also 40 and this is 20 and that one is also given as 20. So you can see that most of the lines now are fully defined, but I'm left with the vertical distance. Now the total distance is 60 and you can see that this is 40, so I'm left with 20. This is 10 and this is also 10. So the 60 is divided to 3 segments, 20, 20 and 20. Why I know this is 20? Because of the radius. So radius is 10, diameter 20. So 20, 20, 20. Smart dimension, line 1 is 20. And the second line is also 20. So you can see that everything is fully defined and we're good. Trim the circle. So this is section 1. Now I will go and bring the 4 circles. I can make them circle by circle, one by one, but I have to define the dimensions for each circle, which will be a long process by defining x, y coordinates for all of them. The other way is I'll just go and Control Z and do. I will make a rectangle, for example, and I will define the dimensions for the rectangle itself. So distance from this line is 10 as given in the drawing, and distance from this line is also 10. Sorry, it's 10, not 20. And the distance between the 2 circles is 40. It's already given. Because 10 and 10 out of 60 total is of course 40, sorry. Now, the distance between A and B is also 10. How I know that? From the drawing. So this is 10 and 10. It says the corner of that rectangle I made. I want to make a rectangle, so to create the circles in the corner. So in this case, I'm left only with the distance between circle 1 and 2, which is given as 20. That means I have to define this distance to be 20. So I'm done with the corners, and I just have to create the circles. Their location is fully defined. So say circle 1, circle 2, circle 3, and circle 4. Sorry, circle 4. Now, if I define the diameter of the first circle to be 10 in diameter, it's fully defined. So I can define the other 4 circles, the other 3, randomly, or I mean manually, or I can say that select circle 1, the defined one, control the other circle and make them equal. So I defined the relationship now. I did not define the dimension, but I defined a relationship, equal relationship between A and B. I can do the same for circle 1, defined plus the other circle, and I make them equal. And finally, circle 4 with any one of the defined circles to be equal. So this method will save me a lot of time by defining each coordinate for each circle and defining the dimensions. And you can see that I don't have a lot of dimensions for the circles. I just have diameter defined for one of them. For any reason, if I increase this 10 to 15, the 4 circles will be 15. Control Z and do. Done. So we're done with the second segment. Now, I have that far circle to the right. It says 80 between the first line and the center of the circle. So I can create that distance by making, for example, a center line. This center line from this origin to the right, it's not 80. Why? Because the center line itself to the left, it has 20, this 20. So I'll make it from the origin to the right to be 60, which is exactly the same location as required, because 60 plus 20 is 80. Now in this point exactly, I will have the center of the circle. What is the diameter? It says I have 2 circles here. The small circle diameter 12 and the big circle radius 12. So smart dimension, this is the small circle diameter 12 and this is the big circle diameter 24. Now you can see that the 2 circles are fully defined, and finally I'm connecting one line between the end point of the left side with the circle to be tangent to the circle. This line is repeated twice. So I will just bring a line from this point, and here I have some problem by how I decide that the line is exactly tangent to the circle. This is not a tangent line. So if I just go randomly, I will find that there is one small point, it will work as a tangent, which is the yellow dot line. And you can see that the icon, the pencil with the tangent icon, it's a circle plus a line. This is not tangent, this is tangent. So I can just stop in here. And still the line is black, fully defined. This blue point, that means the length of the line is not determined yet, but I don't need it. Why? Because I will trim the end. So this is what I need. Things are good and the point is fully defined and the relationship is tangent between line and circle. If I don't want to search for the tangency, I can just make any random line from this point. For example, I can stop, and then I can use the properties circle with line, control of course, tangent. So automatically I'm forcing the relationship, and finally I can trim the line, and that's it. So this drawing is, the sketch is ready now. I can say that there is no need for the lines because it's not available in the main drawing. So this line is deleted. Let me finish the properties first. Delete, 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 delete. Now you can see that the circles are blue now. Why? Because they were based on the rectangle, but now the rectangle is gone. And if I move this circle to the right or left, it will go. So you can keep it or you can move it. Now I know that it's accurate because I removed the rectangle and I did not change anything. In this case, I can say, look, fix this drawing, make fixed. So this drawing is fixed now. They will not move from this point even if they don't have dimension, but I don't prefer to have the fix command, and I'll just keep it this way because I know that it's correct. Even if you have the measurement, it will be correct. So having blue drawings, it's not always a problem if you know that it's very accurate. Now finally I can trim this circle and this part and I'm done. So if I extrude now, confirm, if I go to features, extrude, and I select anything, I will get this drawing. And that's it. Thank you.